Hello and welcome to the second episode of Your Breakthrough Podcast with Kate. I'm your host, and today we are going to be talking about how I made my first $200,000 as a complete beginner on Instagram. Let's get into it. When I was young, my mom taught me a simple prayer that I didn't realize would shape the entirety of my life. It was to be placed in the path of those who needed help. For years, I thought that meant helping in small, everyday ways. But recently, I came to the deeper realization that that lifelong prayer was the catalyst for every hardship I've ever faced. Each struggle, each loss was shaping me, preparing me to help others in a bigger way. It's been a journey of learning resilience, empathy, and strength, but now I'm here to share those stories to help others find hope in their darkest moments, and to show that even the hardest trials can lead us to our deeper purpose. I'm your host, Caitlin, and I cannot tell you how much it means to me that you are joining me for episode 2 of Your Breakthrough Podcast. It was October 19th, which is kind of ironic. It's coming up. It's going to be my wedding day too, so I'm going to have two really cool dates. October 19th is my business anniversary, and it's going to be my wedding anniversary. So I remember it was probably August. My girlfriend Kiffin was over, and we were just dying laying on my pool deck at my complex right here. It was so hot, and I had been doing everything I could possibly think of to earn a living. I was struggling. I was doing microblading, which is permanent eyebrows. I built out a microblading certification course, which I was doing in-person live trainings. It was $3,000 for a 3-day in-person training where I certify them, and then they work on live models, and then they're good to go. They're also now a certified microblading artist, which is essentially a tattoo artist. And things were going really well for the first 7 years. I had divorced, really terrified. I had put my ex-husband through college. I had been working extra hours so that he didn't have to work. And then when we got divorced, I was like, okay, I don't have a degree. I have spotty sales. I had built 2 Etsy stores that I was running years prior. To try to save our house, I went and did door-to-door sales in Chicago for 4 years, which was the craziest thing I've ever done. But after the divorce, I wasn't able to go travel to work. And so I was freaking out about how to make money online. I'd seen so many people do it, and I'd seen kids dancing on TikTok. I'm like, if kids can do it, I can do it. So I'm laying on the pool deck with my girlfriend Kiffin, literally lightly banging my head against the pool deck, laying on the ground, just feeling so pathetic. Why is money so hard to make? I am a hard worker. I have built businesses. I have had successful Etsy stores. I've done door-to-door sales. I made a killing when I did door-to-door sales. I got hired on as a manager, and I'm thinking, if I've got these skills, why does it feel so impossible to make money? So I joke with Kiffin now about that day that we were laying on the pool deck, just whining and bemoaning because we were so broke. And finally, my fiance, he wasn't my fiance at the time, Brandon, and I were just reeling. He was working 2 jobs. I had built a permanent jewelry business. That's jewelry that you weld on so you never have to take it off. I was doing traveling parties. I was having women come over to my house to do parties. I was trying to get hired for weddings. And I had paid a marketing team $10,000 to market my permanent jewelry business, my microblading certification business, and just me as a microblading artist to get clients in the door. And the most wild thing and now that I know what I'm doing, I'm like, what were they doing? For $10,000, what were they actually doing to try to bring me in clients? Because nothing was working. Were you just stealing my money and running ads? Because I have no clients coming in, and I'm just bleeding money on a credit card that I couldn't afford. So after that happened, I was like, I can't spend any more money on advertising. I can't get people in my door. I suck on Instagram. I have no following, and I'm watching all these girls that I'm training take off with their microblading career right after me. And I'm like, what is the difference? Why am I stuck? And these girls that I'm training taking off at lightning speed. And I'm looking at their Instagram pages, and I'm like, ew, it's Instagram. It's TikTok. These girls were making beautifully curated pages on Instagram, and they were getting all the business. I was mostly word of mouth up until that point, and so I had no idea that I needed to really up my Instagram game. And about that time, I saw people making a ton of money online. Affiliate marketing, digital marketing. I didn't even know how to define digital marketing before I got started in all of this. And I was like, okay, I have to be able to promote my business. I got to learn Instagram. I got to learn how to make money online. I got to learn ads. Like, this is so much to learn. I felt like I was drinking through a fire hose. And so October 19th last year, I signed up for a company called Legendary Marketer. At the time, they were promoting a $7 course, a 15-day challenge, and you're going to know everything you need to at the end of that 15 days to run and make a bunch of money with high-ticket affiliate marketing. And I was like, I'm doing it. There's so many people making so much money. Like, if it's possible, I'm going to do it until I get it right. Like, I am going to figure this out. So I start 5 days in. They give you a phone call with a mentor who says, oh, by the way, if you want to keep going, it's actually $2,500, not $7. And you have to buy a blueprint for $2,500 that kind of shows you what to do. I went deep diving. I'm a researcher, if I have nothing else. I went deep diving on Reddit, a bunch of places. I finally found someone to give me the blueprint. Let me just say I would have been absolutely livid if I had paid $2,500 for this blueprint. It was like some funnel building and some mindset stuff. You get to be in a Facebook group, but it was teaching you like you should already know what you're doing. Like, hey, go build a funnel on Aweber. I don't know how to build anything. Like, I am actually handicapped on a computer. I feel like I'm allergic to technology. I'm like the grandma, if you take my remote and push the wrong buttons, I will not be able to turn the TV on. So having these programs try to teach you like you should already know what you're doing was absolutely not going to work for me. And the fact that I was told it was $7, and then it very quickly turns into $2,500, I just felt like that was so smarmy. The people looking for a program that costs $7 don't have $2,500 to spend. But the way they sell you in that first 5 days gets you so motivated and locked in and like activates all your dreamer in you. And you're like, I could do this. Okay, yeah, I'll swipe $2,500 on a credit card. And it made me sick. Like, I'm never, ever going to feel good about being able to market that way to people. And I immediately unfollowed all of the people who were promoting Legendary Marketer because I just felt sick to my stomach telling people that they could get in for the less than a cup of coffee, like the cost of a cup of coffee, when really I knew for certain it's $2,500 if you want to keep going. So decided to turn against that. And then I'm like, what do I do? And then I found this other one called 7-Figure Accelerator. And I went through their course too, and I'm like, okay, now this guy wants $2,500 up to $5,000, depending on what level of education I wanted from him. Again, did a ton of research and found out the way that these affiliates were making their money, the way they were being taught to make their money was to create fake side hustle videos. Let me know if you guys have seen any of these in the comments. Have you seen the ones where it's like, make a coloring book on this website and sell it for $50 each and make $10,000 a month? Toyota is hiring remote positions and you can make $50 an hour. How about, oh gosh, what are the Disney affiliate program, or Netflix is hiring, or God forbid, the worst ones were like, I don't even want to say it. They're like, sell your poop. That's a side hustle? Like, people are getting paid for this? Are you kidding me? Like, okay, all of these side hustles, there's hundreds of them. And I went to TikTok one day and I saw a feed. I typed in one side hustle and I typed in that keyword, boom, 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 boom. All the way down this feed is the exact same font, the exact same hook, the exact same caption for the exact same job by hundreds of affiliates for 7-Figure Accelerator. And they're all promoting jobs that don't work. So me, being a researcher, I know they don't work because I was like, okay, fine, is Disney actually hiring? Went to the end of the road that I could possibly go to see if Disney would hire me, a mom with no experience, for $50 an hour. Absolutely not. Was Netflix actually hiring? Went to the end of that road, figured out they hire one person a year, and you have to have an insane degree. Like, these jobs aren't real. What they're doing is telling you, if you want to work from home, there's all these options of jobs that you can apply for and make a ton of money from home. And then further down, if you read or if you get their freebie, it says, the thing that was making me the most money, you can do any of these remote jobs, but the one that makes me the most money is high-ticket affiliate marketing. And it's only $7 to get started. So you're like, oh my gosh, only $7 to get started. You get in, you find out, All they're doing is teaching you how to promote fake side hustles that no one is actually making money with to get you interested in making money online, to buy the $7 course, to become an affiliate. And what you get with your money is the right to trick other people. You get to buy into a system where now you bought I don't know what theirs was called. It was a blueprint, but not blueprint. But if you buy the blueprint, now you bought yourself the right to promote this $7 course and this blueprint. And if you can get people to buy into it, that's your high ticket affiliate item. Does any of that make sense to you? Because I was feeling a little confused and my head was spinning. I'm like, what is the actual value here? What am I getting? So now I'm weeks into this journey. I've dived into trying to affiliate for Sephora and Nike and like Toyota. Like I looked into all these jobs to realize all these people were faking it. And so when I went on TikTok and I saw all these ads, I was like, okay, why are we talking about things aren't like online that are never going to work? Why are we tricking people into wasting their time and spinning their wheels? Like, we don't have time. We're all on here trying to make money. We are desperate to make money. So to go online and see your feed flooded with people promoting fake side hustles or things that are never going to earn you an income is frustrating, and it's muddying the space, and it's made me upset. So I dedicated my page to showing you guys my journey of what I tried and what I failed at and the scams that I uncovered and the bad practices and the scammy practices. Like I went through all of these things and I documented it. If you guys go back into my page feed, you can see all the way down to my first post. I didn't even know where this was going to end up. This has been the most insanely wild ride for me to go from maybe I can learn how to get like better on Instagram so I can get more microblading clients to figuring out that there are so many scams online. There's so many people that have no problem telling you about a fake side hustle so that you'll buy their affiliate link so that you can trick other people into it. And it just made me sad. So I went through all these programs, documenting them, doing lives along the way, calling out the scam artists. The biggest thing that came into this space, and I was so grateful to find it, is after I went through all these scammy things, I'm like, is there really just no way? Like, I got my hopes up thinking I could do high ticket affiliate marketing, or I could do digital marketing or digital products. Like, I was so sad that I had been through so many options and I was just hitting my head against the wall. Like, at that point, I had been in a few weeks and I was like, there's no way I'm going to make good money with any of these things. The affiliate programs, you have to have like 5,000 people or some of them 10,000 people following you. I didn't have any of that. So I found a girl online. I'd never seen her before, and she was talking about something. And when I first heard it in her story, I heard road to churches. I was like, roadmap to churches. She kept saying it, and she was so excited when she was talking about it. And she was explaining that all these things that I was trying to learn from all these crappy other things, like I took ClickFunnels, I took full stack marketer, business builder. I was doing UGC.com academy, trying to figure out how to do all these things that this one course told me I needed to learn. I was just banging my head against the wall. She's telling me inside this course, there is funnel training, but like, tell it to me like I'm stupid, like for dummies. There's how to set up a stand store. I didn't even know what a stand store was. That's what every single affiliate or even any big page that you see, there's going to have a little link in their bio, and it's likely a stand store. That's where they house products for them to affiliate for or sell, or anything that they're making money with on their page, which a lot of people on Instagram are making money on their page. I was hearing her tell me that it's going to help me set that up. It's going to help me set up email marketing. It's going to teach me A to Z, all these tiny things that I had been trying to learn and failing to learn in one spot. In this one course. It was called the Roadmap to Riches. And at that time, that was the very first iteration of it. Since then, the roadmap has gone through 2.0, 3.0, and now it's switched over to a completely different program called the Roadmap Exclusive. It teaches all of the business fundamentals, how to find your niche, how to post, how to use Instagram, how to use LinkedIn, Pinterest, TikTok, all of these things that you need to learn to discover how to make money online. It's included in this course, and it's all video training, so it's super easy to learn from, which is why I've done so well. I am terrible on a computer. I was a complete beginner. I was unaware of how to do any of this, but finally I heard her talking about it, and I'm like, I'm sold. Okay, fine. Like the other programs were like $2,500. And those suck. I'm not going to lie to people. So when she was talking about this, she's like, it teaches you how to make money online, but also you can resell the program. I was 3 days in to my learning into the roadmap before I realized I could resell it. I sat down with Brandon and we took the entire weekend. We're running through this program, like trying to set up systems, trying to learn how to set up a stand store. And then I hear her going off on her story about how she's making so much money and she's selling this education to other people, just like me, who need it. And I was like, Brandon, did you know we can sell this? So then that was my mission. I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that you could make money. Like anyone who is busy, anyone who has a full-time job or you're a full-time mom or anything, like we're all so busy. I knew I did not have the smarts or the computer skills or the tech skills to build any kind of program that was worth any kind of money. I did know that I wanted to take my microblading training course that was all on paper and somehow transpose that into a digital course. So once I learned about the roadmap, I was like, I'm gonna take all my digital product or all my paper products, turn them digital, and then I'm gonna upload a digital microblading training course online. The amount of work it takes to record a microblading training course with live demos and all that was way more than I expected. But then I'm like, I'm learning how to set up all these systems. This is so valuable to me. This is everything I've always needed. I began to become passionate about the education because it was everything I needed. I had no clue how to do this. It took me from, you don't have a clue what you're doing. You keep falling for all these fake side hustles because you don't know what you're doing. You keep wasting your time and wasting your money to, here is exactly the roadmap you need to take if you want to learn how to make money online. And I started working at it. I started posting and I knew because I was so passionate about this education and it was teaching me in a way that I could understand, I wasn't gonna stop until I made it work. I worked really hard for 10 weeks. I was watching other people explode. I was watching a couple of my girlfriends that I started around the same time with. The cool thing about digital marketing is a lot of these big pages that we're all friends. We get in the space, we bounce things off of each other, and I've made more friends online in this last year than real friends I have in my real life. And I love it. Like, this is such a supportive space. If you find the right people, it can be a little messy too. Depends on who you hang out with online, just like in your real life. But I was watching people blow up right and left, and I was like, I really am dumb. What am I missing? Like, I don't feel like this girl's posts are better than mine, and I'm like taking a lot of time to write these captions. Like, I really care to show people this education because it's helping me learn. Like, I was watching people blow up right and left, and this one girl had her first $10,000 month. Right as I was just like, what am I doing? And I was like, I have to keep going. I promised Brandon, I'm like, I'm gonna make this work in 8 weeks because we had no more money. We were running out of money. I literally had to borrow $60 on New Year's Day to pay rent because that's how broke we were. I'm like, if I cannot make it work in 8 weeks, this is leading up to Christmas, I was like, I have to just give up. But I cannot give up. Like, I just knew that I couldn't give up. I just was like, okay, fine, I'll just go drive Uber or something to make money. It was the day after Christmas. I was so relieved that Christmas was over because we had to keep buying gifts, and I had no more money and no more gas. I was just so tired. I'd been working so hard. It'd been 10 weeks. And I woke up, I cried in my bathtub, frustrated with myself that I wasn't making this work. And I did it before my kids got up. I dried off my face, and they all had Target money. They had gift cards and things from after Christmas, and they were like, we want to go to Target to spend our Christmas money. I'm like, let's go to lunch first. I didn't even have money to buy us all lunch. So we went to this sub shop that I knew that had big subs. We all shared a sub before I took them to Target, and all of a sudden, I show my daughter Lily my phone. I'm like, look what's going on my phone. And she's like, what? How are you getting so many followers? And I was like, I'm getting like a follower per minute. This is crazy. I was lucky to get 50 followers a week before this happened. So I'm looking at my tiny little page and I'm getting follower after follower. I'm like, Lily, what's going on? I started getting really excited and I didn't even realize I had a video going viral. I had no clue what was happening. And so then we go into Target, we're running around and it ramps up. Now it's like a few followers a second. And I was like, this is nuts. And I still hadn't made one roadmap sale. It had been 10 weeks, not a single sale. And I was like, okay, it's building, like something's coming. We get home, I filmed a reel about how Instagram was being glitchy. And there was a reel going around at the time where people are like, I'm just trying to tell people blank. Tell people something, and you scream into a pillow. And so I pretended to do that reel, but I screamed into my bed and I lifted my head up because I was frustrated. And the second I lifted my head up, bing, drops down. I sold my first roadmap. There is nothing like the feeling of knowing something's working after you have worked so hard. The idea that someone in the world watched me show them the benefit of this thing and said, that's what I want to change my life too, and they purchased it from me, and now they're gonna change their life, and in turn, it's helping me change my family's life. That week, the week after Christmas until New Year's Day, I made almost $6,000 that week. New Year's was the best New Year's I've ever had. That was an exciting time. My birthday was January 3rd. Very excited on my birthday. I did not stop making $5,000, $5,000 to $10,000 a week since then. It grew and grew and grew until I was making like $33,000 in a month. I had never had money. I had so much debt. I was about to get kicked out of my condo. I was about to get my car taken away. So much stress just vaporized out of my life. I still get chills every time a sale comes in and someone's changing their life. I still do a happy dance every time. Know that anytime you're buying from someone online or any small business, someone on the other end, while they're excited you're changing your life, you're changing theirs and they're doing a little happy dance. And since that happened to me, the amount of joy that I get when I have a client, I don't know if I call you guys clients or students, I don't know. I do teach you guys a lot when you're in my DMs, but when you guys purchase the roadmap and you use the guides that I've created to go hand in hand with them to make it easier for you, because I'm so technologically uninclined, I created shortcuts and systems and like quick start guides and tiny steps guides that give you daily, weekly, monthly checklists. Like, this is my idiot-proof way to do the roadmap. I give all these things to you to make it easier for you. But when I have someone DM me and say, oh my gosh, I just had my first $1,000 day. I just hit my first $10,000 month. Like, this is changing my life. I just paid off my debt. I was able to just pay for my daughter's dance lessons. My son is back in baseball. I get to finally take my kids to Disneyland. Like, I've never felt that kind of joy because I know what it felt like for me. And so to share that with someone else and have that happen for them has been the coolest experience I've ever been through, and something that I never want to lose. The reason I am going a step further and creating a program of my own is because I know darn good and well how scary it can feel to begin, how lost you feel in the beginning, and how everything is a foreign language to you. Acronyms, words you've never heard, websites you've never heard of, things you have to learn, and it feels like you're being plowed over by a fire hose trying to take a sip of water. Like, it feels scary. Like, the first time you've ever driven a car, if you can think back, it's fresh in my mind right now because Lily's learning to drive. She's gonna get her permit any minute now. And the panic on her face when she's like, blinker, brake, accelerate, don't hit me, do I have to turn here? Like, that kind of feeling is what happens when you start something new. And that's what happens when you start anything new. New job, new workout routine, how to use the machine at the gym, like this diet, you don't know if you can eat that, you can't eat that. Everything new feels frustrating and scary. I am designing this program for you guys to do my best to take out that scary aspect. So the second you step foot into my space, you know what you're doing from the moment you enter, from the moment you go through your first day, your first week, your first month, until you know exactly what you're doing to the point you're making money. I didn't know that I could create something that would be that impactful when I got started. I didn't even know how to make a digital product. I was stressing out about how to turn one little page of my document for microblading into a digital product. I had no idea. Now I'm a whiz on Canva. I'm like typing stuff up. I'm making guides for you guys. Like, I'm literally building out your breakthrough brand project because it's going to be your breakthrough into your brand. You're going to know everything about what you're doing from the moment you enter. That is the transformation that is possible for you guys. I started knowing zero. I had no idea where this would end up. And I'm 1 year in, launching my first podcast, creating my first program for you, multiple 6 figures earned as a single mom that struggled so hard after going through so many scary health things in my life, to now know I don't have to step foot out of this house to earn money. I don't have to leave my kids. I don't have to worry. Like the knowledge that I have learned from the roadmap, no one can ever take it from me. I will never be broke again. I know how to post. I know how to go viral. I know how to speak to people. I know how to help people. And if you get into this education, once you're on the inside, you will learn the things that will teach you how to never, ever, ever, ever be broke again. Whether you want a few $100 extra a month or a few $100,000 in a year, the things that you learn in this online space that is growing like wildfire and expected to double by 2030 is huge. No one can take that from you, and everybody has a fair shot. You don't have to have a degree. You don't have to be a lawyer. You don't have to be a doctor. This digital marketing and affiliate marketing space is leveling the playing field for people like you and me to earn big money, like we went to school or like we have multiple degrees. And it's personal branding, and it feels good because once you show up as yourself online, that becomes easy. I think the thing that makes it hard is deciding to show up as yourself. But once you do, everything becomes simple, everything becomes easy, and you're gonna learn how to take your story and make it your brand so that you can earn a living with your family. Faceless, showing your face, quotes pages, memes, meme pages, affiliate marketing, creating a digital product to sell, selling someone else's digital product like I started out with. The landscape is huge. And Hermosi, I think it was Hermosi's wife that said this, and I think about it all the time, and I love this quote, that fear is a mile wide and an inch deep. It looks huge. It looks like it will swallow you whole if you take that first step, and you'll drown and there's nowhere to climb out. But you take that step into the fear and you realize, oh my gosh, I can run on this. This is an inch deep. I can run on water. And you just start going. The fear that I felt beginning all of this immediately evaporated once I decided to go for it. What we think we're gonna feel before we get started is terrifying because we're thinking worst case scenario. Our brains are taught to talk us out of change because change is scary and unknown. Staying in the fear is why we stay stuck. It's like, oh, that's an excuse, why not? That's an excuse, why not? I'm gonna stay stuck in my research phase. I'm gonna keep learning more. I'm gonna keep learning more until you realize months and months have passed and you're still not making any steps forward. You feel like you know a lot, but maybe you're even more confused now because there's so much out there. So taking the first step, whether it be a workout, ending a bad relationship, getting into digital marketing, ending a job that's toxic that you hate, that first step is always the scariest. And if you're feeling nervous, just remember that fear is a mile wide and an inch deep, because once you step out into that unknown, it gets a lot less scary, and then you can start running. So my first year, wrapped up in a nutshell, is trying 17 different ways to make money online. Learning a lot of them were just straight crap. I want my money back. I would never tell a friend about it. I would never promote it. And in fact, I've spoken pretty loudly in some of my posts that, stay away from these things. And now I promote education that will show you the way. I'm building a program that's gonna show you the way. And this podcast is gonna show you how you can turn your story into your income on a free platform online, which is pretty freaking cool if you ask me. Thank you for joining me on Your Breakthrough Podcast. Remember, your story has the power to change your life and inspire others. Don't settle for anything less than the good life that's meant for you. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with someone who needs to hear it, and leave a review so we can keep the momentum going. Keep at it until your journey is your biggest triumph. Until next time.